and enjoy the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight.
Well, how about Rajon Rondo in this one? He has 15 points. 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
Which can't be undervalued, Clark. So many times a game can come down to which team wins the free throw battle.
Timeout called the Lakers.
He has to be concerned with all the missed shots. I mean, it happens to every team, but you have to find a way to keep being productive even when you go through a shooting drought.
He might be trying to tell them to get to the free throw line. You know, all teams go cold at points during the game, but the good teams still find ways to score.
On the court for the Celtics. At the 2 and 3, it's Avery Bradley and Jeff Green. Brandon Bass is out there with Humphries. And it's Rondo in at the point.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Rondo. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And here we get a chance to check out the story on Brandon Bass. Last 10 games for him have been very nice. 8th in field goal percentage. And he's just been so consistent from the foul line, ranking in the top 15 in free throw percentage.
And Steve, you touched on his outstanding field goal percentage. I mean, he hasn't gotten there simply by having a hot hand on occasion. I mean, it's also a product of how hard he works to find those good open shots.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
The Lakers have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6. That free throw, no good. And the second free throw, good. Here's Rondo. Now the feed to Bradley. Kicks it to Green. Passes to Rondo. Just 5 on the clock. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Well, you know your low post players are going to take a lot of trips to the foul line. So it helps to have big men who can drain free throws like this group can. Well, you take a look at Bass. Second in the NBA. He's so great from the line.
Well, a lot of these big men take the confidence they have in the paint straight to the free throw line.
Yep, some of them do that. Exactly, and we can see the reason why in those numbers. In general, the composure of all those players show up at the free throw line.
Rondo. And he converts the layup. Rondo's got 17.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks just to get you some open looks like that one. That's good. How about the passive there? Moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Here's Kobe. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Take a look at what Kobe's done. He's got 8 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
Going forward, I think it'd be a good idea to let him spend a little more time behind the arc. He looks like he has a nice touch from out there.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
Well, you look at the numbers on the season, he's shooting 86% from the free throw line.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
And Kobe drops them both. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Outside Rondo. Bradley dishes to Humphries. A fader. And that one hits back iron. Lakers trailed by 10. Kobe, that's for 2. Again, the miss by Kobe.
Not a good look at the hoop. They've got to do a better job offensively creating some space.
And finished off by Bass.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Here's Gasol. Chris Humphries comes up with the rebound. Humphries has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Bradley passes to Rondo. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Boy, they couldn't hook up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
And a new group in for the Celtics. He feeds it to Kaman. He had stolen by Sullinger. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Here's Bayless. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
Well, you got to admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season, shooting better than 90% from the stripe.
He's been a completely different guy at the line this season. I mean, last year, you weren't sure what you were going to get when he got to the stripe. There's no way we could have expected such a huge increase in those free throw percentage numbers.
Nick Young's checked in for Los Angeles. And so he makes both from the line. Lakers trailed by 14. Kaman inside. Out of bounds. Boston takes possession.
Kevin, let's take a look here to see where the Lakers rank in the NBA. 3rd in three-point shooting, 4th in assists, and they also show up top 5 in block shots.
And Clark, you talked about the accuracy from beyond the three-point line, and yeah, they're one of the best shooting teams in the league. It's something they work very hard on in practice each and every day.
Smooth as silk on the finger roll. 19 points for Rajon Rondo.
Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over.
Young's shot is off.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
And now here's Rondo, the fast break opportunity. Johnson with the block. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Marshall's running. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that one.
No, I agree. He's got to know better than that.
Wallace attacking. Gets it to go. Wallace has got 6 points.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Johnson from outside. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. That's 7 points for Johnson.
You know, defensively, you cannot forget about him. It gave him a wide-open look there.
Time call here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And while we have a chance, here are the teams that have swatted away the most shots this season. The Lakers in 5th.
Kevin, this is a phenomenal defensive team. Not just good, they are excellent. They've made an awful lot of outstanding defensive plays. They're on the same page, they're aggressive, they're focused, and they pay attention to detail. That's why they keep teams from getting good shots in the paint.
Brandon Bass is checked in for the Celtics. Avery Bradley comes in for Rajon Rondo. Lakers trailed by 17. Johnson kicks to Hill and taken away by Wallace. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Sullinger feeds to Bayless. Dishes to Bass. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Bass has got 8 points. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Celtics.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Sullinger with the bucket.
You know, passing the ball well on the perimeter has really opened things up offensively for this club.
Steve, it makes the game easy. I mean, 10 straight points off assist. That's impressive, but it's easy when you move the ball.
Here's Bradley. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Bradley's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim. Well, an 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
Bayless dishes to Bradley. Wallace defended by Nash. And Bass kicks to Bayless. 6 on the shot clock. Bradley can't get it to go.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Kaman's shot is good. Celtics leading by 21. Bradley kicks to Bayless. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jordan Hill. That'll be his second foul of the game. Rondo passes to Olynyk. Some solid defense from Johnson. Here's Meeks with 4 seconds on the clock. And a high bounce as it comes off the rim. But 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but